is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Prosecutors in Kenosha have decided not to charge police officer Ruston Chesky in connection with the shooting of Jacob Blake this past summer.
A cell phone video captured Chesky shooting Blake 7 times as he leaned into his vehicle following a domestic dispute. The prosecutor says Chesky acted in self-defense because Blake was armed with a knife and also resisting arrest.
No Kenosha law enforcement officer in this case will be charged with any criminal offense based on the facts and the laws. No charge will be filed against Jacob Blake in regards to this incident as well.
Today's press conference lasted 2 hours, and the Kenosha County District Attorney knew it would be a long conversation, saying that this deserves a detailed and complex discussion. Former Madison Police Chief Noble Ray was brought in as an extra set of eyes for this investigation.
The city of Kenosha is under a state of emergency in preparations for potential violent unrest like we saw following Blake's shooting in August. National Guard members are on standby, but as Madeline O'Neill can tell us, so far they haven't been needed.
Right, well, really the only people we're still seeing out here tonight are police and National Guard members. You know, we've seen plenty of military vehicles throughout the city, National Guard ready to go just in case we see the sort of destruction we saw last summer, but they've really had nothing to respond to. Right now we are standing on a closed road, one of a few in this downtown area, closed in anticipation of possible protests or destruction, now empty. Earlier today, following the district attorney's decision, a group of people in support of Blake began marching through the city. They stopped for a bit of time near the public safety building and courthouse. Now, not far from here, you can still see businesses boarded up from destruction from this summer, which of course spurred the worry tonight. But what we saw this evening was a much different picture, with protesters putting an emphasis on keeping things peaceful. Now, just about a half hour ago, marchers called it a night, calling on people to stay safe tonight and come back tomorrow.
All right, Madeline O'Neill reporting live tonight. Maddie, thank you very much for that. While no criminal charges will be filed in the case, the United States Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of Wisconsin says the civil rights investigation into the shooting is still ongoing. The civil rights investigation was launched on August 26th, 3 days after Blake was shot. The U.S. Attorney's Office did not indicate when a possible charging decision in the civil rights case could be made.
And tonight, the family of Jacob Blake is calling on the city of Kenosha, the state of Wisconsin, and the nation to rise up non-violently.
George Floyd, the Stinnett families, Breonna Taylor. They are our Emmett Till moment. That point where you stop in life and ask, where were you when this happened? Where were you when the verdict went down? Because this is going to impact this city, this state, and the nation for many years to come.
Governor Tony Evers clearly unhappy with today's decision. In a statement on Twitter, he wrote in part, quote, "Today's decision is further evidence that our work is not done. We must work each day in earnest toward a more just, more fair, and more equitable state and country, and to combat the racism experienced by black Wisconsinites." Also, Jim Palmer tonight, the executive director of the Wisconsin Professional Police Association, wrote tonight, quote, "This case effectively highlights the danger that exists when people render judgment without the benefit of the facts."
Someone we haven't heard from yet today is Jacob Blake himself. Naomi Coles dug into the DOJ investigation documents released tonight and shares what Blake told investigators in the days just after the shooting.
The DOJ report is hundreds of pages long with dozens of squad car videos, pictures, audio, and interviews. It was only released just a few hours ago, but we honed in on revealing details about what police officers and Jacob Blake say about a key part of the investigation, the knife found in the car.
All right, were you carrying a knife?
Yeah, I had my knife.
You had a knife on you?
Yeah.
Okay, in your hand or in your pocket?
Open.
You had it open?
I said it wasn't even open.
You don't think so?
That's Jacob Blake talking to investigators 2 days after Kenosha police officer Ruston Chesky shot him 7 times. The knife, found on the driver's side of the car after the shooting, is a key part of the investigation because it's why Officer Chesky told investigators he shot Blake. Prosecutors said in a press conference today both video evidence and Blake's own statements proved he had a knife at some point during the struggle with officers before he tried to drive the car away.
It is absolutely incontrovertible that Jacob Blake was armed with a knife during this encounter. Uncontroversial.
Blake told investigators he dropped the knife he always carries on the ground when police first pulled up.
Okay, so it's just like a habit. You always carry your knife with you?
Yeah.
Reports of a different interview with Blake, conducted fewer than 24 hours after the shooting, say he picked it up later because the knife was important to him. Two officers say they saw it earlier while he physically struggled with Officer Chesky. Later, Chesky himself saw it, telling investigators he saw Blake jab the knife in his direction just before he shot. Blake says differently.
When I got in the car,
Yeah.
it was getting thrown.
Oh, so you intended to throw it?
Not at the cops.
Okay, you were just going to throw it?
To my car.
Okay.
Prosecutors, however, point to a 2010 run-in with Cook County Sheriff deputies who say Blake tried to stab them when they tried to arrest him. Officer Chesky told investigators he shot till Blake dropped the knife, which use of force expert Noble Ray says is in line with current police training.
The training evolved to the point where, right now, is that you shoot until the threat has stopped.
There's a lot more in these reports, including why prosecutors say they aren't charging anyone involved, what police knew about Jacob Blake before the August shooting, and why they're calling this a domestic violence incident. Reporting for News 3 Investigates, I'm Naomi Coles.
Kyle Rittenhouse, the Illinois teen charged with killing 2 people during the protest in Kenosha this summer, has entered a not guilty plea to all of his charges. Rittenhouse, who is now 18 years old, appeared in court this afternoon. His attorney claims there's evidence he acted in self-defense. His trial is set for March 29th.
And for the very latest developments on this case, be sure to stay with News 3 Now on air and online at channel3000.com. Also, be sure to download our free Channel 3000 News app to get that information on the go. Let's turn things over to meteorologist Gary Canalti with a look at where this dense fog has been spreading tonight. Gary?
Yeah, it's actually been spreading from east to west and from north to south across southern Wisconsin after a day where some of us saw some sunshine. In fact, here's the time lapse from the Edgewater Skycam early this morning. You can see that we had very little fog to start the day, and we had bright sunshine for most of the day today. And then as we headed into the evening hours, still mostly clear skies became cloudy, and then look what happens on the live view from the Edgewater Skycam. That's what it looks like. You can't see the Capitol from a half mile away from the Edgewater Hotel. So right now, visibility, as you would expect, very close to zero. In fact, zero visibility being reported to the Dane County Regional Airport, Monroe, Lone Rock, Wisconsin Dells, Juneau. A lot of locations seeing visibilities less than a quarter of a mile. Dense fog advisory now in effect until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for all of southern Wisconsin, until 10 a.m. for areas south of the Illinois state line. High temperatures today were in the lower to middle 30s. That actually melted a little bit of the snow, added a little moisture to the air. That's why the fog is a little thicker tonight than it was last night. You can see temperatures right now upper teens to lower to middle 20s. These temperatures will fluctuate up and down, but should stay nearly steady around 20 overnight. So the fog will continue through tomorrow morning. Then we'll look for mostly cloudy skies tomorrow, high temperature at 29 degrees. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes more clouds and maybe some more fog as we head through the rest of the week.
Gary, thank you. Wisconsin's coronavirus death toll has now officially surpassed 5,000. DHS reported 106 new deaths today. There were also about 3,500 newly confirmed cases over the past 24 hours. And the Uw-Madison has administered its first round of COVID-19 vaccines to eligible employees and students today. Eden Charles was one of them who received the shot today. She works directly with COVID-19 patients and directly with the virus and virus samples. Uw-Madison has received 1,000 doses of the Moderna vaccine so far.
And the second round of vaccines is being given out to SSM health employees, including Dr. Zorba Pastor. Exactly 3 weeks ago today, the health provider immunized its first group of healthcare workers. That now means some of those first people are getting their second dose of the Pfizer vaccine. To date, more than 7,000 SSM health employees in Wisconsin have received the vaccine. DHS says more than 85,000 Wisconsinites have received a vaccine so far. That is only about a third of the almost 267,000 doses that have been shipped all across the state. New tonight, the 2021 Grammy Awards have been postponed. The ceremony was initially supposed to happen on January 31st, but according to the Associated Press, the Recording Academy has decided to move the show due to the recent spike in COVID-19 cases and deaths in LA County, where they're held. The AP and Variety magazine are reporting the Grammys will be moved to sometime in March.
Dozens of stickers appearing in an Eastside Madison park have the city frustrated and people who use the park angry. Jamie Perez spoke with the person who found the stickers and shares the impact it's having around Tenney Park.
On his daily walk through Tenney Park, Tory Vansel never expected to find such hateful messages in a place he loves so dearly.
It's trans exclusionary radical feminism, and their feminism doesn't include trans women. So they're filled with hate and they don't believe trans people exist.
Vansel said since Christmas, he's removed around 30 of these stickers.
I walk through the park every day, and I saw one, and then I saw another, and another, and another. So I just started tearing them down, and the more I tore them down, the more they showed up.
Vansel contacted the alder for this area, Patrick Heck, to see if anything could be done to prevent it.
A tremendous insult to our trans neighbors and friends.
Heck contacted the Parks Department, who told me they're monitoring the area.
When you live somewhere and you walk around in the streets and you don't see anything supporting you, you only see things that are against you. It's invalidating, and it's harmful, and it's dangerous.
While most people may walk past and ignore the stickers, Vansel wanted to use them as an educational opportunity.
We're tired. We're so tired. And we need cis people, we need non-transgendered people to support us. I will stand up for trans people, and I will continue to fight and use my voice and use my privilege.
Vansel said many people may not even know what some of these stickers stand for, but he does, and wants whoever put them there to know that these stickers don't belong anywhere.
I feel really sorry for you. I'm sure your heart is filled with a lot of hate. It's not a pleasant way to live.
In Madison, I'm Jamie Perez, News 3 Now.
Alder Patrick Heck said the stickers are considered vandalism. If you see someone putting up these stickers, you can report it to Alder Heck, Madison Parks Department, or Madison Area Crime Stoppers.
Still to come at 10, we'll see how thick the fog has become tonight. But first, an update on the highly anticipated Georgia runoff elections, deciding the balance of power in the Senate. Stay with us.
Hey, Tom.
Sheila. Hey, don't take losing the Anderson business personally.
I resigned it, Tom. I guess they didn't tell you about their opossum problem.
I thought it was pronounced possum.
This is the big one, folks. The Brothers Maine Everything's on Sale sale. Right now, you'll get everything from Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana with blowout savings, like a Maytag washer for $3.99 and a Maytag dryer for just $3.99. And you'll always get more from the More store, like our risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee. The Everything's on Sale sale, with more selection, more savings, and more satisfaction on everything. Now at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Love lower than low prices? Then get more ways to save at Pick and Save, where you can find personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. All for prices that are lower than low. On food that's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
If we spend a third of our life sleeping, shouldn't we try to get the best sleep possible? That's why Denver Mattress is all about that sleep life. And during the New Year's Super Sale, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Score free shipping and check out the Summit Firm for only $199.99. Save up to $200 on Rejuvenate Power Bases. Or purchase a Tempur-Pedic and get a free $300 Furniture Row gift certificate, plus 5 years no interest financing. But hurry, the New Year's Super Sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Pick up the latest issue of Madison Magazine for our Top Nurses Tribute, a wake-up call on domestic abuse during COVID. Why more locals are saying bye-bye to booze, and exciting new monthly features. Madison Magazine on newsstands now.
Wisconsin weather can be frustrating. Get the latest forecast, alerts, and detailed traffic reports from the News 3 Now team, on air, online, and download the Channel 3000 First Warn app. Be the first to know what's headed our way.
Better? Hey, folks.
Folks, with several school districts considering bringing students and teachers back, we're asking, is it safe? Do the benefits outweigh the risks? We'll take a look at both sides. Wednesday morning, join us from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. The polls have been closed and the votes are now being counted in the runoff elections in Georgia.
Both of the state's Senate seats are up for grabs, and with them, so is control of the U.S. Senate. Skylar Henry with the latest in Atlanta.
The eyes of the nation are on Georgia tonight, following the state's special elections to fill 2 Senate seats.
Today is the day. We're going to make it happen today.
Republicans David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler faced Democrats John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock. None got 50% of the votes in November, triggering automatic runoffs under Georgia law.
You can't complain if you don't vote.
More than 3 million Georgians voted early, shattering the state's record for total turnout in a runoff.
The future of the country is on the ballot here in Georgia today.
These races will determine which party controls the U.S. Senate. The GOP needs to win only 1 to maintain its majority.
No serious problems were reported at polling locations here in Atlanta, but the FBI is investigating after election workers in 10 counties received email threats.
Underscoring the importance of these elections, on Monday, President Trump and President-elect Biden were both in Georgia to campaign.
Vote. Make sure your voice is heard.
The whole world is watching the people of Georgia tomorrow.
Georgia election officials have warned that it could be days before all the votes are counted and a winner is declared. They also said there have been no reports of widespread fraud or other irregularities. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Atlanta.
Now, as in November, ballots cast today are being counted first before any early votes are tabulated. Washington is bracing for a showdown on Capitol Hill tomorrow when Congress meets to count electoral college votes. Pro-Trump protesters have already begun to gather and are holding rallies tonight. President Trump is increasing the pressure on Vice President Pence to reject electors from several states. That is a power that vice presidents simply don't possess. Vice President Pence will preside over the largely ceremonial vote count tomorrow, during which dozens of House Republicans and at least 13 GOP senators say they will object.
And new tonight, President Trump has signed off on a $3.7 billion grant to help Puerto Rico rebuild 3 years after Hurricane Maria. The White House released details about the aid today. The money will help the island rebuild its water and wastewater treatment plants, pumping stations, dams, and reservoirs. Hurricane Maria made landfall in September of 2017. More than 3,000 people died, and the storm devastated the island's infrastructure. And here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with a look at our first warn forecast. Gary?
Well, we're also looking at the fog, or how much you can see in the fog. This is the live view from the Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam. You can make out some of the lights near the ground, but the WISC Skycam has really fogged up. About 15 minutes ago, you could still make out the lights on Raymond Road. Take a look at the Edgewater Skycam. Just completely obscured by fog, and right now visibility 0 at the Dane County Regional Airport. No surprise there, but you can see much of southern Wisconsin seeing visibilities either at 0 or just barely above it. So the fog is actually thicker than it has been the last couple of nights. On high-resolution radar, no precipitation falling from those clouds. There are some snow showers out to the west of us, but that's mixing the air there. Around here, the winds are very light. That's why we have widespread fog. So that covers much of Wisconsin down into northern Illinois with locally dense fog and widespread dense fog advisories. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for that fog to continue through tomorrow morning, along with some freezing fog. Probably see it again the next couple of nights as well. Near normal temperatures are expected through next Thursday. Highs upper 20s to lower 30s. Next snow chance will probably be from Thursday afternoon through Friday of next week. That'll probably be light snow, but at this time, it looks like we could turn colder after that system passes. Still a lot of snow on the ground through our part of the Midwest. Temperatures are a little bit above freezing today. That melted a little bit of the snow, added a little moisture to the air. That's why the fog is a little thicker tonight than it was the last couple of days when the temperatures stayed below freezing. You can see the high temperatures, not much above freezing, but most areas made it by a few degrees. Right now, those temperatures have dropped off. But to the west, this weather system is kind of stringing out and reforming farther to the south. So eventually, the precipitation that you see through the Dakotas will just kind of fall apart as this area of low pressure travels to the southeast and bypasses Wisconsin. So we'll have the clouds continuing, but at this point, it looks like we will stay precipitation free for tomorrow and Thursday. Temperatures right now, upper teens to around 20. These temperatures will hold hold nearly steady overnight. On future tracking, see what I mean? Out to the west on the future track computer model, the snow and the rain showers staying out to the west, and then as that storm kind of reforms down to the south, those rain and snow showers just kind of fall apart, but the skies stay mostly cloudy here, and at night we'll probably see some areas of fog form again, at least over the next couple of nights. And the winds, what winds there are, mainly out of the northeast and north, and will be pretty light in speed, but you can see through Friday, not looking at much of anything in the way of breaks in the clouds. Our forecast includes that dense fog advisory through 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for all of southern Wisconsin, dense fog advisory through 10 a.m. tomorrow morning for areas south of the Wisconsin-Illinois state line. For tomorrow, look for dense fog and freezing fog in the morning. Otherwise, it'll be mostly cloudy, high temperature because we won't have the sunshine. Will be around 29. And then as we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, more clouds for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with highs upper 20s to around 30 degrees. Early next week, maybe a few breaks in the clouds, high temperatures in the upper 20s to around 30, and then that snow chance from Thursday afternoon through Friday, turning colder at the end of next week. So at least we have a few days to just kind of relax other than the fog.
All right, that is always good. Gary, thank you. And just ahead in sports, 2 Packers are one step closer to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Who received the good news? We'll tell you next in Sports with Zach.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
When you're the victim of an accident, it can feel like the weight of the entire world is on your shoulders. Why not let us take that crippling burden off your back? Havish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
My wife had a tough week at work and she needed a break. I stopped by Quick Trip and they say, I want to surprise my wife with a special dinner. And the Quick Trip lady was like, our take-home meals are freshly made and absolutely delicious. I recommend the fettuccine Alfredo with chicken. And I'm like, sign me up. Upon arriving home, my wife says, wow, what's the occasion? And I'm like, just you. And she's like, looks like someone's getting dessert. Bless you, Quick Trip.
Quick Trip, we got you covered.
At Papa Murphy's, we make fresh pizza that you bake at home. Because home is where the cozy is. Home is where the fun is. Home is where the together is. And home is where the yum is. Because when you taste a fresh-made, home-baked pizza, you won't want to be anywhere else. Right now, get the Herb Chicken Mediterranean Pizza with chicken, sun-dried tomatoes, and zesty herbs on thin crust for just $9. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Menards has the brightest ideas for lighting your home. We have thousands of lights to choose from so you can find the perfect light for your home. This 4,000 lumen LED wrap light is perfect for closets, storage rooms, and offices. Only $69.99. Get a head start on your garden with this LED grow light. The color-changing LEDs keep plants cooler and hydrated longer. It's $49.99 now during Menards Project Day sale.
Save big money at Menards.
A surprise party, a wedding proposal, an unexpected bonus at work. Some surprises are awesome, but this? Weather like this should never be a surprise. Not when you watch News 3 Now, where you get an accurate, reliable forecast, so you're never caught off guard by the weather. Need to get up early to shovel, add time to your commute, wear boots, rebook a flight? Let News 3 Now First Warn Weather give you everything you need to know so you can plan your life. A sewer backup destroys a Janesville woman's basement.
This isn't my fault. I didn't cause the damage.
But the city says they're not liable either. Why this disabled vet is afraid she'll lose her home. Could it happen to you? News 3 Now investigates. Thursday at 10.
At News 3 Now, we've been asking antenna viewers to rescan TVs in order to receive our boosted broadcast signal. If you're still experiencing problems after rescanning, you may need to install a UHF-VHF combined antenna. For more information, please go to channel3000.com.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame announced its finalists for this year's class, and 2 former Packers made the cut. The inventor of the Lambeau Leap, Leroy Butler, and Charles Woodson. Butler is a four-time first-team All-Pro and a member of the 1990s All-Decade team, while Woodson is the franchise's record holder for pick-6 with 9 and defensive touchdowns with 10. Up to 5 out of the 15 modern-era finalists will be enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The last receiver to win the Heisman, Desmond Howard back in 1991. Well, the wideout drought is over thanks to Devontae Smith. The Alabama receiver beat out his quarterback, Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, and Kyle Trask to win this year's Heisman Trophy. Smith leads the nation in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdown catches. Last week, he became the first wideout to be named the AP Player of the Year. Through 7 games last season, the Bucs were 5-2. This year, they've started a little slower at 4-3, but after back-to-back wins, it feels like the new pieces are starting to figure out their role. And when it all clicks for this group, they have the potential to turn a 2-game win streak into a 10-game win streak. But for now, though, Giannis just wants this team to keep on building.
It feels good to have wins 2 in a row, and we got to keep it going. We got to keep it going. We got to stay focused, stay humble, keep grinding, and hopefully we can get more wins. And I think our chemistry is coming along too.
Selection Sunday is around 2 months away, so of course it's time to start looking at the bracket projections. And Andy Katz's latest bracket has the Badgers a 3 seed with their opening round matchup against Hofstra. Now, like we said yesterday, all the tournament games will be played in the state of Indiana. And as far as Greg Gard's thoughts on the NCAA's March Madness bubble, well, he's in.
We can't replicate the NBA's bubble because it's just, that's impossible. Nobody left that thing the whole time. And but to try to, bunker down as much as possible, I guess is the best route and probably the best. I can't think of a better place to put it than Indianapolis. So I guess we'll see how it works.
Defense, they have held 9 straight. And the Badger volleyball team will start off their season right where they want to finish it. Wisconsin claims the top spot in the coaches' preseason poll. The Badgers are one of 6 Big Ten teams ranked in the top 25, and as expected, this league is going to be tough with 4 teams ranked in the top 10. UW opens up their season January 22nd against Purdue. We're back after this.
So, how's saving for the renovation going?
All done.
I will never understand how you do it.
Easy. She saves with BMO Harris. We give you a cash reward for every month you save.
So BMO will give me cash for saving money?
You bet.
Can the subject hold position 2, please?
How's this?
That's art.
That makes saving look good.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect. Get a $5 reward every month you save $200 or more in a new BMO Statement Savings account.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving and other benefits, like emergency roadside service, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 15 vehicles with all-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game, so you better bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, get $1,500 customer cash on a new 2021 Highlander Hybrid. Visit Toyota.com to learn more. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
My husband's parents were visiting, and I promised them a home-cooked meal, except my boss had a different idea. He tells me, hold your horses. I call my husband, and I say, I'm slammed, and he's like, Quick Trip, and I'm like, bingo. At Quick Trip, I say, what's good tonight? And the Quick Trip guy is like, everything, but I go for the hand-breaded fried chicken, and I go, make that ×4. Being none the wiser, my mother-in-law is like, I always said she's a keeper. I'll run with that.
Quick Trip, we got you covered.
Accurate news as it happens.
We want to make sure our vaccination sites are ready.
Right here, where you live.
Nearly half of Dane County's total COVID deaths have come in the last month.
Information that you can use.
These case counts are still testing our public health system and straining our hospital system.
From the team you can trust.
So many generous people are willing to help us.
For more local stories that impact your life. News 3 Now. When we hear a big storm's headed our way, some of us fall back into bed, some into fresh powder. Spending your day indoors or out, it's all about knowing what to expect. Watch News 3 Now for an accurate first warn forecast so you can plan your perfect day.
Connect with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger to create a personalized news feed just for you. The topics you want, the day's top stories, and push alerts for breaking news, all through Messenger. Learn more at channel3000.com.
Stay updated on coronavirus vaccine information with News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
And back to Gary now for the challenges and visibility we're having out there, Gary.
Yeah, the fog is thicker tonight than it has been the last couple of nights. Zero visibility being reported in Madison and many other locations across south central Wisconsin. A lot of that is because we melted a little bit of snow with temperatures slightly above freezing in the sunshine today, and now that moisture is condensing and causing fog to form. Dense fog advisory until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for all of southern Wisconsin. Temperatures right now, upper teens to the lower 20s. Probably see some freezing fog out there as well. Temperatures tomorrow reaching a high of 29. Most of the fog in the morning, clouds through the afternoon, and plenty of clouds for the rest of this week, for much of next week, with the next chance of snow probably toward the end of next week.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, be well, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.